each fraction as a decimal. Oh man, we need a calculator. Look at us. We're just calculating over here. 5/8. I actually do know what that one is. 0.625. 0.625. 9/20 is going to come out to 0.45. 3/4. 3/4, think of money. 3/4 is 0.75. 5/6, that I do not know. 0.83 repeating, and just the 3 repeats. 2/3 is 0.6 repeating, and 8/11, I'm going to guess is 0.72 repeating. Great. All right, so percent, which is what we're dealing with a lot today, per of cent, like the root cent, think of how many cents are in a dollar, 100, right? Or there's 100 years in a century, or centimeters. So the root cent means 100, so this is always of 100. So writing the percent as a fraction, it's always going to be over 100 initially. So 5% will be 5 over 100, and then you always see if you can simplify. So those are both divisible by 5, so it would be 1/20. You can always check in your calculator, actually, not yet, because you don't know what 5% looks like yet on the calculator, maybe. Over here, 125% would be 125 over 100. If you want, you can simplify it now, or you can turn it into a mixed number now. Honestly, on these ones, it's kind of easy to turn them into a mixed number first, because 100 goes into 125 one time with 25 leftovers. And then think of 25 and 100. 25 goes into both of those, right? Think of quarters. There's 1 quarter in 25 cents. There's 4 quarters in 100 cents. So you have 1 and 1/4. So let's try some more here. Remember, it always starts out over 100. So 58 over 100. They're both even, so we can always cut it in half. Half of 58 is 29. Half of 100 would be 50. That's all we can do. 72% would be 72 100ths. Those are both divisible by 4. So 72 divided by 4 is 18. 100 divided by 4 is 25. And 144% would initially be 144 over 100. Now if we're going mixed number on that, you can get 1/100th, or 1/100 into 144, and that would leave us with 44 100ths. Those are both divisible by 4. 4 goes into 44 11 times, 100 25 times. So that would be our final simplified answer. Writing a percent as a decimal couldn't be easier. You just divide it by 100. That's it. So 9.7%. If you do 9.7 divided by 100, it'll tell you it's 0.097, and that is correct. So you could just divide by 100, or you can move the decimal 2 places to the left. It becomes 0.097. So, or move decimal 2 places to the left. But remember that percent is always of 100, so that's why we're dividing by 100. We're doing 9.7 divided by 100, and it'll get us there. So either divide it by 100 or move the decimal 2 places. So here, if you did 16 divided by 100, it'll just tell you what it is in the calculator, or move the decimal 2 places to the left, and it becomes 0.16. And you'll start to see that pattern happen so much that you'll probably actually eventually prefer to just move the decimal place 2 places to the left. So it becomes 0.16. 625. Or you can say 62.5 divided by 100, and it'll give you that answer anyway. So here we would have 120 divided by 100, or move the decimal 2 places to the left, and it becomes 1.20, which is really just 1.2. So if we were going backwards, if they gave us the decimal and we needed to turn it into a percentage, you could just multiply it by 100. It's a pretty easy conversion with percents and decimals. About 45% of people in the United States have type O blood. Write this percent as a decimal and as a fraction in simplest form. Let's write it as a fraction first. So 45% is over 100, which if we simplify that, those are both divisible by 5. 45 divided by 5 is 9. 100 divided by 5 is 20. So there it is as a fraction. Now as a decimal, you can just divide either one of them, or move the decimal twice, it becomes 0.45. Not bad yet. Oh my goodness, write 0.333 as a percent. You have two options. Multiply by 100, or move decimal two places to the right. Either way will get you the correct answer. So either hit times 100 in your calculator, or just move the decimal 2 places to the right. It becomes 33.3%. Too easy. Too easy. So write 0.4 as a percent, either times 100 or move the decimal 2 places to the right, so it becomes 40%. 0.023 multiply by 100 or move the decimal 2 places, and it becomes 2.3%. 1.75 either times 100 or move the decimal 2 places, 175%. Great. Let's talk about puppies and kitties. 5 out of 16 families in the United States own dogs. What percent of families own dogs? My goodness, who are these handsome and adorable dogs? Oh, those are my dogs. We got Murphy up top. Bottom left, we got Barry. I almost forgot his name for a second. He's new to the crew. And then over here, we've got my sweet little Ellie. They're the best. So 5 out of the 16 families have dogs. What percentage is that? Well, first, let's just get that as a decimal. 5 divided by 16, which is 0.3125. And then to convert that decimal into a percentage, you either multiply by 100 or move the decimal 2 places to the right. So 31.25% of families own dogs. Now we got a question about kitties. And you know darn well I got cats too. It's a farm at the plant house. We've got Dude up here playing a record, spinning some discs. That's a Condor and Jaybird record. We've got Marley over here. She's the sweetest. And then Fender, oh my gosh. He's a little thicker than he should be, but he is sweet as pie. 3 out of 11 families in the United States own cats. To the nearest percent, what percent of families own cats? So 3 out of the 11 own cats. If you type that into your calculator, it'll tell you 0.27 repeating. Or if you think about the first 2 decimal spots, it'd be 2 or 3 decimal spots. It'd be like this. So I say that because we're actually going to scoop the decimal 2 places. So it would become 27.2%. And it said to round to the nearest percent. So we would keep it at 27%. Our cat owners. Sweet, man. Did this one up here say to round to the nearest percent? I don't even know. It didn't say to round it, but if it was rounded, it would be 31%. Okay, there we go. Percentage, right? Right?